Alright, so here we are in episode 4 of the Legacy Rebuild series, where we're starting with exactly 0 GP and building our way up to 1 build using only Legacy Combat mode. So I think we're going to start off today's video with just doing some simple bossing. We left off last time doing Dagonoth Kings, and I think we're going to start off this time doing some Dagonoth Kings as well. Just because I was having a really fun time doing it, and it was pretty chill and pretty easy to just do, and it was pretty consistent as well. So we're going to start off, we're going to head over to the Dagonoth Kings for an hour and see if we could get lucky with any drops while we're there. Real quick before the video starts, I actually have a small goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you guys are enjoying the content, please consider leaving a like, comment, or even subscribing to the channel. No! We just caught another warrior ring, man. Why? Why does this game hate me so much? This next ring better be a good ring, man. I swear to God. That's, what, like 3 warrior rings already? Please, bro. Please. I had enough. Alright, so we finished the hour at Dagonoth Kings, but unfortunately we didn't get any single rings besides that nasty Warriors ring that we got. So we're just going to sell off our whole loot, and then we're going to see what else we're going to do. We're either going to go try to camp some more slivers, or if not, we may go try to kill some regular Glacors, just because Glacors currently, their boots are pretty expensive, and you could buy, there's a new item in the Grand Exchange you could actually buy right now that are called wild cards, and these wild cards make it so that it's like you're on a Slayer task, but you're really not actually on one, but you get the drop rates of a Slayer task for the price of each wildcard going for around 70k each. I'm not sure if this is going to be worth it in the long run for Glacors. Maybe I could buy like maybe 100 and just try it out and see if we get lucky with any boots. But this is going to be but if we do this route, it might be quite an investment though, because if we don't get anything, I think we're just going to end up probably losing like, I'd say 3 to 4 mil if we don't get any single drops from the Glacors itself. Okay, so I decided to actually go ahead and combine the Slivers of Power into something else because those tracking gloves are not selling. So we're actually going to settle for the 40 mil item. I actually don't know how much this enchantment of dread is actually going for, but it's only going to cost us 8 Slivers of Power, 6 shifting components, which I already had 14 of, and 2 dark bows, which only go for around 200k each. So let's go ahead and just hopefully make this. Hopefully we're not making a mistake doing this. And I hope that it actually sells. The GE says it's going up right now. So let me try to sell it for 50 mil and see if it insta sells. Okay, yeah. So it didn't actually insta sell. I mean, what if we just leave it for flat? Yeah, it's not even selling for 40 mil either. Yeah, we might have made a mistake actually making this item, but it's probably just because it's not wanted. I don't know. But every day there's not really a large quantity being sold, so we may just leave it there overnight and hopefully it ends up selling for around this price that we currently have it for. But we should be getting around 40 mil coins from this, and with those coins I may actually buy an Ascension crossbow, just because the Ascension crossbow will allow us to use Ruby Bolt's E, which I think may be helpful for next and just other bosses that have higher health pools, as opposed to just using a bow. Alright, so I just logged in for today and I noticed that my actual thing that we made from the slivers actually ended up selling. So our Enchantment of Dread actually ended up selling for about 39 million coins. And I was actually just taking the time to actually look around for what I actually wanted to purchase. At first, I kind of wanted to purchase an Ascension crossbow, but I don't know if that's the right move, because for the Ascension crossbow to actually be effective, we actually need we need a main hand and an offhand to actually make use of it. And I don't have the money to actually afford an offhand. So I was actually looking at something else that we could probably buy. And I think our choice for a crossbow is going to be the Wyvern crossbow, just because this thing has a passive of actually poisoning your target. So those bosses that are actually not immune to poison, we're going to be doing a lot more damage to them because of this bow's passive effect. And also we could stack stuff like weapon poison and a blood reaver so that we could increase our poison damage even further. And I think this is really going to help our kill times in legacy mode. So I think just getting, you know, stackable damage over time is going to be really important for our kill times, because in legacy mode we're extremely slow when it comes to our kill times, and stuff like the Wyvern crossbow I think is going to help us a lot more. And even for those bosses that aren't poisonable, we could actually still use the effects of the Ruby Bacrominial bolts on it, which will help us deal a ton of damage towards the bosses that have a higher health pool, such as maybe Nex. I mean, I don't know if that effect actually works on Nex itself, but that's just an example of where I could make use of the Ruby Bacrominial bolts. So I think right now we're going to go ahead and just purchase the Wyvern crossbow. It's only going for 29 mil. Hopefully this, I'll put it up about 5%, see if this actually ends up selling. And it instant sold for 29.9 mil. So we're going to go ahead and augment this, put some basic perks on it, and we're gonna go see what the next boss is that we're gonna do. All right, so we're back here at Nex again. Honestly, I want my revenge on Nex. I really think that with this new crossbow and this new gear set of Superior Void, alongside my Zuck Cape and the Blood Amulet of Fury, along with this Ring of Fortune, we'll be able to do it. We also have this Book of War as well to lower its defense. We have overloads. We have a full pack yak. I think with this gear, we should be able to do Nex consistently. If we cannot do it with this gear, I don't know what to say. Okay, but I'm pretty sure we are. So we're going to give it one more chance and see how it goes. This is going to be expensive try though, since to instance Nex, it cost 800k. So let's go ahead and get this instance going and see how this fight goes. All right, so we're now in the second phase. We're fighting Shadow right now, so we're protecting range. It doesn't look like he's going to Camellia, so I think this method of using Superiorly Void is better than actually using Serenic, because for whatever reason, whenever I pop out Serenic, he just constantly starts beating us up, so I don't want to keep using that. So far, this has been working though, so it's been pretty chill for the most part. I haven't seen this Ruby Bolt spec at all though. Okay, we already phased him though, so that's pretty good. Hopefully we get a blood proc for the Ruby Bolts inside of Blood Phase. I'm not sure if we're getting any procs. I haven't seen anything actually happen here. She's gonna ask for a blood sacrifice right now, so we're gonna get ready to run around the corner. All right, there it is. Let's just run. Come back and auto attack her. The only problem is I think we're using I think we used 2. We might need to get different bolts for these minions though, because these minions, they're extremely strong. I'm not gonna lie. Look at how tanky they are. I want to be able to melt them, but they're not poisonable. I don't know what to use for these guys. Like, what kind of bolts should I use for them? Obviously the goal would try to kill it under 5 minutes, but I don't think that's gonna be realistic in legacy mode. Maybe like max upgrades I'd be able to do it, but for the most part, I don't think it's realistic to be able to do this any sooner than we're doing it right now. All right, here we are. We're in the last 200 HP here. Boom, she is dead. Look at the amount of food we have left over as well. Like, it's just insane. And she drops all these supplies for us. We might have to just start bringing magic notebook paper, not even gonna lie. That's a lot of supplies she just brought. I guess we'll just bank and come back and do some more kills of Nex. We're gonna be here for a little bit, because we gotta make the most out of this 800k instance. So we're gonna kill her for this this hour and see if we can get any drops from Nex while we're here, now that we know that we could actually camp her. All right, well, sadly we didn't get a single drop from Nex. We only did around maybe 4 or 5 kills before we actually ended up dying, just because we ran out of food. But one method we were using is actually we bought ourselves a bone crossbow and also a dark bow, just to get a little bit more damage. This bone blowpipe, I mean, is what we bought. We were using that to actually kill the minion, just because the attack speed is a little bit quicker than using the Wyvern crossbow, and I felt like I was using too many Diamond Bolts E just to clear out those minions, and even though the Diamond Bolts E weren't really hitting too hard on them. So okay, so I decided that after this farm run that we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and just hop over towards the next boss, which I think the boss we're going to choose is actually going to be maybe a Raxor. I guess we'll finally give him a try. I'm kind of just curious how close we actually get to killing it. If we have to, if we make at least like 1 mil, we could actually buy the pheromone for a Raxor in the Grand Exchange and reset his enrage. So if we're able to kill it consistently to a point where, you know, we get to an enrage where we can no longer do, we could just reset his enrage using the pheromone. But right now the paths that are open is 1-2, so the darkness is currently blocked, which means that there's going to be minions at a Raxor, which is also going to increase the difficulty of the boss itself. And if we end up not being able to do it, then we're just probably gonna end up having to go back to Vindicta, or if not, maybe try out Elite Dungeons 2, which is the Dragon Raid dungeon. So we're probably gonna end up trying to do that solo as well. I mean, I really don't want to PVM with other people unless they're PVMing with Legacy, just because if they're using Evolution of Combat, that kind of feels like cheating, just because they could just clear the whole bunch of waves, you know, without me having to do anything. So I'd much rather PVM with other people who are actually playing Legacy. But that's really hard to find, so, or really rare. I highly doubt anyone's even using that besides me, not even gonna lie. So I guess we'll just see what we do right now after this farm run. Okay, so we're currently killing a Raxor right now. So far hasn't really been any problems. Looks like every phase is gonna have around 10,000 HP, just because in EOC he has 100,000 HP. So far the phasing doesn't seem to be that bad. This is the only thing I'm really worried about, is the spider phase, just because we don't have a way to actually break out of it, like with freedom, to break out of it quicker. But it seems like it actually didn't last that long there. I only clicked maybe 4 or 5 times on the ground, and we actually managed to, we're managing to phase this pretty quickly, not even gonna lie. He's already almost going to be phased. I may actually switch to bone blowpipe right here, just to not use up my backrominial bolts. Okay, we'll hit him one more time. Oh, we forgot to bring my Excalibur too. That's unfortunate. Okay, I want to hit him under 1,000 HP, and we'll phase him here. Luckily for us in EOC, there isn't really a way to kill yourself with the spider mirror backs. So, because your attack speed is so slow that you're rarely ever gonna, actually kill yourself. In EOC, that's a really big problem. You have so much damage in EOC that in this boss, mirror back is just complete AIDS to deal with. You kill yourself so quickly with it. Pretty simple to not actually die from this this mechanic. So we'll switch over to the bone blowpipe now. It doesn't really have as big as range as the other one there. We'll get hit once, so just move out of the way of it and start bouncing again. And just like that, he's dead. Nice. We actually managed to get our first Araxor kill this video. Not even gonna. We're making a lot of progress in this video. We managed to kill Nex more consistently. We also killed Araxor too. And Araxor's leg pieces are actually going for a lot at the moment too. So look, even we got these 15 Ceradoman Brewflasks. That's 480k. We're going to go ahead and go in here again. We're just going to keep doing some Araxor for now. Alright, so we decided to take a little break from actually doing Araxor. Reset time is actually coming pretty soon in about like 10 minutes or so. So we're actually just been chilling and doing some sliver camping again. Currently at Araxor, we kind of hit a brick wall at the with the Enrage. He's kind of doing a lot of damage towards the P4. Araxor's auto attacks are starting to really hit pretty hard. They're hitting around 20s and 30s, so I decided to just move away for that for a bit until reset time comes. Hopefully the paths don't switch up because we need to get all the leg pieces still, so I'd much rather just start with what we started with right now. But besides that, we were just here camping for some slivers like I just mentioned, and we actually managed to pull 4 slivers of pain already. I think this Ring of Fortune is actually putting in work, because when I was using the Ring of Wealth, it wasn't proccing as much, but we've already procced 3 of these lucky charms since I actually started doing this, and it's only been less than 15 minutes. So either my RNG is just insane right now, or this Ring of Fortune is actually putting in work in this area. But we're just gonna stay here for a bit longer and see if we could get lucky, since we already started the grind for slivers of pain here. So maybe we'll stay till we could build another item, and then we'll probably move back to Araxor again to try to go for another leg piece. Alright, so we just got the last actual slivers of pain we actually needed to build the 200 mil item this time. All we really need to do now is go do some archaeology so that we could get the necromantic focus or something like that is what it's called. We restore it, and then we could actually build the 200 mil item and sell it off to the GE and see how much it and then see how much the item actually sells for on the Grand Exchange. So we're gonna go ahead and just do that now. So we're gonna go do some archaeology, see if we can get this necromantic focus, and I'll be back once we're actually building the whole item. Alright, so we just finished our necromancy grind to get the necromantic focus. And now we're going to go ahead and buy the last items that we need. And I think it's going to be onyxes, I believe. So we need exactly 3 of these. So these should insta-sell fairly quickly. There you go. And now, with everything in our inventory, we're going to finally be able to build the Enchantment of Affliction. Let me double check to make sure this is actually the correct one. Yes, it is. So this says it's going for 200 mil on the wiki. So we're going to go ahead and build this. And it's done. Currently, if we examine this item, it goes for 207 million coins. So now we could just go ahead and put this in here, see if it sells for mid. It did not. So either we could just leave it there overnight, or maybe if we put it down 5%, will this insta sell? No. Okay, so we're just gonna leave it there overnight. We'll just let it sell. But basically this video, we just got a hefty boost of 200 mil. Not bad progress. So we're about a fourth of the way almost there to actually reaching our goal of 1 bill in this video. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this episode for the Legacy Rebuild series. If you guys made it this far, please make sure you guys leave a like or subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.